Welcome back to Outdoors Engineer. Today it's a beautiful day in the Northwoods. We're early May. It got up to be about 75 degrees today per the truck. I think the forecast said 71 or 72 degrees. Leaves are starting to bud a little bit on the trees. Our grass is starting to green up. We have a lot of animals here on the pond. Just had a pair of mallard ducks walking around in the lawn. Luca enjoyed that, got to chase them around a little bit. And today, we're not working on firewood. We're not gonna be on the tractor. We're gonna be in the wood shop today, doing a little bit of custom work for a customer that contacted me through Facebook Marketplace for an ad that I had listed last year. With this nice weather, as you may know, here in Wisconsin, it is camping season. And what that means is people are getting their RVs out of storage. They're going through their equipment, perhaps buying new rigs, buying new campers, just getting ready for the camping season. Last year, I got a contact, or actually I was perusing Facebook, some local groups in the area, and somebody was looking for custom built stabilizing blocks for their RV. They were buying a new RV, they're going full time, and they didn't have the tools or capability to build their own leveling blocks. They saw an idea on YouTube and said, I want that for my rig. And they went to Facebook group, local Facebook group, and said, hey, is anybody in the area willing to make these for me? I responded. I said, yes, I can do that for you. Here's my price. And the rest is history. Once I delivered those blocks to that customer, I thought, hey, we're gonna get a new camper here pretty quick. Let's do something different. I was using plastic blocks. I was using some custom little leveling blocks that I made out of some 2x10s, I believe, at the time. And I was like, let's just try making these. I can make this design that he sent me. I built it the way the YouTube video had it, but I thought I could make it a little bit better. I could make it cleaner, make it more professional looking, and that's what I did. So I built myself 6 leveling blocks in the wood shop, a different design than what I originally built, and I built them for my rig. At the time, as soon as I got done with those blocks, I took pictures of them, nice pictures, posted them on Marketplace, posted it up for sale, said, hey, I've got these blocks. If you want some, I can make some. Fast forward, 6 months later, I got my first response. It's here spring of 2024, and I finally got my first order. I got a customer looking to get 4 of these blocks made for him. And what I'm gonna do is make 12 of them today, well, 12 of them this week, so that I can sell these 4 and then have 8 available for somebody else to purchase in the future. So let's take a look at these blocks and then we'll get into the build. It's actually quite simple, not much to them, but you do need specialized tools to build them. What these are laminated 2x6s. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 8 in here. You can't see them, I can't even see the lines. There's 8 2x6s, planed down to 1 3/8 inches thick, all the way across, 5 inches tall, and on this end, 11 inches long. Now, you may have heard of RV SnapPad. They're a rubber piece that kind of snaps onto the leveling foot here. I didn't want to purchase that because it doesn't really provide you that elevation difference to make these legs shorter. Figured I'll try something like this, and so far they've been great. Pretty simple design. It does take some specialized tools to get the boards planed down, glued together, but these have held up great. We just got back from a 17-night road trip in this unit down to Florida and back, so they were sitting on them for 17 nights, and the rig sat on these all winter right here in this spot. So they've been used for about 8 months straight, and they've held up really good. And I even got a comment. We were in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and the neighbor there asked, hey, where'd you get those blocks from? Did you make those? I said, yeah. I said, well, they're really nice. He really liked them. And I figured, hey, why not sell them? Because other people might like them as well. And if you have the tools and capabilities to build these, I'm going to show you how to make them today. So stick around. We're going to build 4 of these, or up to 12. We'll see how the video goes. Goal is to build 12. For sure, I need to make 4 of them today or within this week. Now, if you don't have the tools or capabilities to build these yourself, I will have a listing on my website outdoorsengineer.com to either purchase them through there, or to have contact info to get in touch with me and we could work out shipping. Shipping's not gonna be that great. Or if you're in the northern Wisconsin area, we could do a way to do in-person pickup, but I can certainly build them for you. I will have at least 8 for sale once this video is published. I'm making 12 of them, I'm gonna sell 4 of them. So if you are interested in getting your hands on some custom-made leveling blocks, get in touch, go to the website, outdoorsengineer.com. You see me? All right, so I've got 12 2x6s, 12 2x6x8s, and I got them from a local lumber yard. A little bit better than Menards. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut them in half to 4 feet long, because then they're a little easier to handle running through the planer. I need 1 foot pieces, and then I can clean up the ends a little bit. The 2x6s will ultimately end up getting cut to 11 inches long, 5 inches tall, and 1 3/8 inches thick. And then we'll glue them together to make an 11 by 11 block by 5 inches tall. So I'm gonna turn on the dust collector. We'll cut these down to 4 feet long, and then we'll have 24 4-foot pieces that we can run through the planer. All right, we got them thinned down to 1 3/8 inches thick. And now I can run them through the table saw. Since 2x6s are 5.5 inches wide, we'll trim them down to, I don't know, we'll go 5 1/4 to start. And then we'll bring the final width to 5. So I built myself a little clamping jig. I've got 2 of them actually, so I can do 2 at a time. And that's with intent to help for the glue up. And I'm gonna be using Type-On 3. I've never used this before. I think it's got a longer working limit. It's a little more expensive, but it has a higher resistance to water. Got some fresh wet rags to help clean up if I need, and clamps, a bunch of clamps. Note to self, I'm not too sure that these jigs, air quotes, actually did anything for my situation here. If anything, it might have been a little more work. The next round, we certainly will try to just use the clamps, just assemble them right on top of the clamps, just like this. Because I think if I would have left them in here, they would have been locked in here forever. And they don't want that. These aren't intended to go on an RV trip. Only these guys are intended to go on an RV trip. All right, so I think this went a lot better on the glue up compared to using the jigs. Unfortunately, made the jigs and probably not gonna ever use them again. This worked pretty slick, got them all lined up, and I don't have to mess with them now that they're squeezed together. And I'm gonna be able to, in 20 minutes or so, I'll scrape some of this glue off once it cures a little bit. And I could start sanding on these ones that I made before. And this is essentially the main portion of these blocks. It's just 2x6s glued together. Makes them 11 by 11. And it doesn't need to be perfectly smooth because you're gonna put a rubber mat on here. It's gonna get glued on here and then also screwed on, so it's not a huge deal. I'm gonna run some sandpaper on it all the way around to get it cleaned up a little bit, and then it'll be ready for some paint. We are ready for paint. I had these little feet left over from when I poured the concrete countertops in our kitchen. They're the Z clips from Z Counterform, and I'm going to use them to hold these blocks off this plywood when I try to paint it. It actually worked perfect. Cool. So we can just set them right on here like that. This will allow it to cure nicely out here. Allow me to paint outside and not have the paint inside. So the last batch of these I made, I used the rattle can Rust-Oleum, and this time around I picked up a quart of this satin black Rust-Oleum protective enamel. You thin it with acetone. So we're gonna do that. I've got acetone on hand, and it's an HVLP spray, or I'll spray it with my HVLP, yeah, high volume, low pressure gun. Thin up to 15% with acetone. So what is that? 15% is 1 to 6, 6 to 1. This is much more efficient compared to a rattle can. Even with having to clean the sprayer, man, this is so much easier. All right, probably need another little coat on this edge here. We'll see how it ends up looking. But I think they all look pretty good. All right, now we can cut some of this rubber. These have been curing for almost 20 hours. And the last time I dimensioned the pads, the rubber pads, based on the theoretical dimensions. And that sometimes didn't work out the best. So this time around, I'm actually tracing the blocks, and then I'll cut it out based on that. All right, so now we can glue this on. I've been using this 3M high strength 90 contact adhesive to adhere the rubber to the wood. And then I've got my hands on GRK cabinet screws, 8 by 1 1/4. And they're the cabinet screws with the big heads. Like that. All right, well that's curing and drying. Let's install a handle on this. Got these on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description, and they say they're stainless steel, of course, made overseas, but it was the right price, and being stainless theoretically should last a little bit longer than the galvanized ones. All right, we got these 4 blocks done for the customer that ordered them. I really want to get another 8 finished up so that I can have them on hand if somebody else contacts me and wants to have them. If you're interested in getting yourself some of these blocks, number 1, you can build them yourself if you have the proper tools. Again, I used the planer to plane these down, table saw to trim them down, and then had clamps to be able to clamp all these 2x6s together. The rest of the tools are hand tools. The woodworking tools are pretty important to get them to look like this. There are other iterations on YouTube that are very similar to this, that you don't need the custom woodworking tools to do that. But in my opinion, these look a lot better and function a lot better than the other ones. In my opinion, these are some of the better RV leveling, stabilizing blocks that I've seen on the internet. So again, my opinion's biased. I'm happy with the paint. It's very, very nice and smooth. It went on really nice with the HVLP. You don't need the sprayer. You don't need the quart of paint. You can use a rattle can. 2x6s from your lumber supply, the rubber mat from any farm supply store, or I got this from Tractor Supply. You can get the handles, pretty much any chest handle from a hardware store, and then the 1 1/4 inch or 1 1/2 inch cabinet screws I got from Ace Hardware. You can get them from anywhere. GRK is a brand that I used. I'll put links in the description for the handle and the screws, and also, I guess, the rubber mat. I'll put links in the description as well. All the materials I used the wood glue as well. Now make sure you hit that like button, and if I'm lucky, I hope I see you in the next one. Bye-bye.